Yes, welcome everyone here to the Smash Sports Show right here on Smash FM here on a Monday here in Melbourne. Of course, let's go up to our friends up in the far north in particular. And of course, we're heading to speak with the defending champions now in the AFL Townsville women's competition. Of course, it was the rematch of the previous year's grand final. And of course, this time, Swans managed to turn the tables on the Tigers in that grand final, because we got three very special guests joining us right now that tell us a bit about it. Thanks all three for joining us.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Well, I'll get all three to introduce yourselves and tell us what position all three played on the field on grand final day.
Well, unfortunately, due to a ruptured ACL, I didn't get to play the grand final, but I'm Kirby, and I was co-captaining with the other person who you'll hear from in a second. But yeah, I played in the forward line for the most of the season until I busted my knee just before finals. So.
And I'm Simo. I play midfield and forward, just alternate between the two positions, but enjoy the forward line a lot more.
Okay, I'm Peaches. I'm co-captain as well, and I play again forward line in the midfield, depending on the day and what kind of crafty players we've got going on.
I mentioned in the intro, it was the rematch of last year's grand final between yourselves and the Tigers. What did you learn from last year's grand final to not do again in this year's grand final?
I think we learned that it's a very psychological game. We get in each other, we get in our own heads as to whether or not we could win. So we really went in this year with a really positive mindset. We had our tunes blasted before the game, and we just really composed ourselves this year compared to last year, and got the job done.
Yeah, it was really good. I think also having a really consistent season all year, and even with finals as well. We did lose the first final game, but I think that was sort of the thing we needed before, going into the grand final, just to sort of get a bit of a kick up the butt, bit of a reality check, and be we really need to switch on here. And then we realized, we just got to go about our business as normal, and got the job done, which was really good.
100% agree with Peaches regarding the psychological side of things, because even just being in the rooms and playing last season in the grand final, you could tell even just from being there, just the vibe and it was really different. We were really nervous last year, I think, and this year we came in a little bit more prepared, I think, in the sense that we had finished as minor premiers, and we knew that we could do it because we'd beaten them before, which previously to the last grand final we hadn't beaten the Tigers. So it was a really psychological side of things, I think, that helped.
But you mentioned before that you didn't play the grand final, let alone the final series, because of the injury before the finals. How's that recovery going?
Well, initially I was getting better, and then I thought it would be fun to dance at a rodeo and kind of hurt it a little more, but we won't talk about that story. But yeah, I'm getting better. I pretty much can do most normal things. I just can't until I've had my surgery get back into sport, and I'll be getting the surgery probably January, February next year. So for now, I'm good to walk and normal stuff, but no sport for now. So yeah, it is challenging in terms of mentally, and I was probably even more devastated to do it so close to finals, because I had the opportunity to be a part of, the starting team, but I still felt like I was a part of the game and a part of the team the whole way through, and the girls were super supportive of that, and getting through it. I still am a part of the team, and I still believe that I won the Premiership, so I'm holding the medal right now. It feels good.
Absolutely. She was there every training, every game, ever since she injured her knee. So she was definitely still part of the team and there for our morale. And, she's a good co-captain, still doing her captain duties, which is really good.
You mentioned that you're going into surgery in March next year. Yeah. Does that mean you're going to be missing some games the following year?
Yeah, I'm unfortunately moving out of Townsville as well. So I'm moving back to Western Australia. So I won't be here next year, but we're actually all moving away. But it's very transient up here in Townsville. Obviously, you can imagine, with lots of army, and I'm not even in the army. I'm just a teacher, just ready to go home and spend some time with family. But yeah, I will have to have some time off. I'm going to have a family at some point as well, because I'm getting on. But after that, 100%, if I can get back, I will. And, women's footy is only growing. So I'm pretty excited to be a part of that, whether it's in a player capacity or manager or coach or whatever. So yeah, pretty pumped for the future.
Ask one more question on top of that. So you mentioned that obviously you're moving back to WA. How sad is it to, not play in, I guess, a grand final with your teammates?
Yeah, as it was probably one of the hardest things that I've ever had to deal with in terms of missing this grand final that, that we were amazingly, that we won, which was awesome, that we deserved. But in terms of, missing footy from here on out, I've got other things to look forward to. As I said, with the, making a family and all that jazz. But yeah, in terms of this grand final, like it was, as I said, one of the hardest things sitting on the bench. Well, not even on the bench. I wasn't allowed to sit on the bench because you're only allowed a certain amount of people, but sitting in the stands. But I had full faith in the team, and I was down at the fence, saying my little bit as much as I could throughout the game and sitting with other supporters and whatnot. So nerve-wracking as it was, my gut feeling was that we had it because we were prepared. So yeah, no, it's all good. Like as hard as it is, things like that happen, and injuries are a part of playing competitive sport. So yeah.
About the grand final in particular, you played the Tigers, which was almost really a foregone conclusion, to be honest, following the competition, that it was going to be yourselves and the Tigers. When did you felt that the game was over and that you can just enjoy the moment?
Probably after I scored that last goal. Yeah, so it was 12 minutes and time on, which is quite short, but I scored it probably would have been around 11 minutes. And so with the goal sealed, we were 9 points ahead, and they would have had to get 2 goals to beat us. So once that was through the sticks, like I think we just had a bit of a sigh of relief, and then a minute later the siren went. So
yeah, got the sealer. So just absolutely sort of put our minds at ease. I wasn't even expecting the siren to go for another couple of minutes.
Yeah.
So I was like, I think we've got this, but let's keep playing a couple of minutes. And then all of a sudden, as I was thinking that the siren just went, I sort of was just like, hang on, fourth quarter, doing the math here, and then just looked straight over and everyone's just jumping at each other. So yeah, amazing feeling.
Yeah, good celebrations.
Your game was late afternoon, nighttime, I'm pretty sure, if my memory serves me correct. How difficult was that to, wait most of the day until that grand final?
It's horrible. Just the lead up, the nerves leading up is just so, it can really drain you if you don't know how to deal with them properly, I guess. Yeah.
We had to, we even that day, we went in, we all had breakfast together in the morning just to, get into a routine as if it was just a normal day. Went in a bit earlier to watch the men's. Obviously, our men's, senior men's were in the grand final as well, so we went to support them. Just like any other week-to-week game, they would be on before us, or usually on for us. So, it was a little bit of familiar stuff, familiar territory with that. But at the same time, waiting all day, especially not till 5 o'clock when it was a twilight game, you sort of can't help but just be like, I just need to get out there.
Yeah.
But I think it helped when we, got around each other a bit earlier on in the day and did our own thing, and then went back as if it was just a normal day, a normal Saturday of footy. So
how good was it when the final siren went? We looked up the scoreboard and it was a reverse result.
Oh,
it was, such a good feeling. It's everywhere.
Oh,
People were stoked. It's been a long time coming for the club, and a lot of us have been there for the last couple of years. So yeah, pretty good feeling.
We felt like we'd we did feel like we had made history. It was the first grand final that Curra Swans women's had ever won. So that in itself was huge. But in terms of us as a team, we're more than just a team. I think we're like a family, and it's going to be really hard to leave that, actually, because everyone is, lots of people are moving away. But in terms of the camaraderie that we have, that celebration wasn't just for the people on the field. Like me, I wasn't on the field, but it was a celebration of the efforts that the team manager, the coach, everyone, the club supporters, everyone has put in, and we were just so happy and just ecstatic. And we even had other teams that didn't make the finals cheering for us because they knew how much we wanted it and how much passion was behind and what kind of team we are, because we don't go out to play dirty. We go out to play a good fair game, a competitive game. And there are other people in the league that see other clubs doing, not that, and to be a part of a club that is really competitive, but does it in the right way, I think is something that is appreciated by everyone else that plays as well. So
you've got people like Peaches and even our coach Meg and a few other players that have been there from the start. Was it 2018? 2018. So they've been, working hard towards the first premiership for the women. So to get it done for, people like them, it was, adds to the story, really. It was really good.
We have a little a little caption for those who can't. And that's kind of what we run by. A little motto. So I felt like, definitely we did that on that day. Well, you guys did that. I was there to support, but yeah.
Well, we did it for her. She couldn't, so we did it for her.
To ask who got to hold the Premiership Cup and a shield. I think it was both, wasn't it? Cup and a shield, wasn't it?
Yeah, we get a cup, a shield, and a flag.
Okay, so who got to hold all three of those items?
All of us.
Yeah, we all passed it. I think for the photo though, I had the flag in one hand with someone else.
Yeah, I think
had the shield and you had the cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna hold it at some point.
I wore the flag for the rest of the night though.
Yeah, she wore it like a cape, which is fair enough,
And then our medals have pretty much been stuck to us. We've all made a little shrine in our houses pretty much with our shirts, and we got to keep our Guernsey from the game day, which is, even though I didn't play, I kept my Guernsey from the season. And I'm going to make it into like a little sentimental look back for the memories. So
make a little shrine.
Yeah, that's it. Look at it every day.
Question I'm going to ask is, you pretty much almost just answered it. I'll get you all three again to show your Premiership medals again.
We're just going to put it in focus.
It feels good.
There they are. So the question I want to ask all three is, how long did you wear your medals around your neck for, and did any of you sleep with it?
I think you win this one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I slept in it. I got peanut butter all over and stuff. Got it smeared all over me. I went out with it. I went to town. I went like in my full kit and everything. There's literally videos of me dancing with like some shades on, and I've just got the kit on, the medal on. I don't think I even took it off that whole weekend. I think I even wore it to work, and I just wore it underneath, and I was just like, sucks me. I had like, it was like I had a tan line, but it wasn't a tan line. It was just like
filth.
Like, so this was all clean, and then everything else was just pure filth. So, it was really hard to take off, but any other opportunity to wear it.
Had our little camping trip, which is like our end of season thing, and fair few of us took it along and wore it, and we're really proud, not for what we've done, but what everyone has done to get us to that point. So it's definitely a memory etched in our brains forever, I reckon. So it's good.
So I need to ask you, how did you manage to get peanut butter all over your medal?
Food game.
Yeah, it was one of we had a silly Sunday the next day. And it was just one of those food events, I think. Actually, I don't think it was
a food relay.
It was a food relay, but I think it ended up being a fashion show with who. And then I think just got it all over me, and there's just, I don't know,
it's a full plate of peanut butter.
Yeah, it was just
pretty
smeared all over. I licked it all up and licked it clean. It was just a nice.
Cut that bit out.
I couldn't find any shining stuff that you usually do with that sort of thing. But do the job.
Oil?
A bit of oil, probably scrub off some of the sweat that was part of it. I don't know. Yeah, pretty disgusting. I'm really proud of myself. So.
But she won all the awards, so she can do whatever she wants.
Cleaned up.
Yeah. Should we explain to you what?
Do you want to hear about Simo's awards?
Yeah, go for it.
So at club level, it was best and fairest, leading goal scorer, and then at our league level, it was best and fairest, leading goal scorer, and team of the year.
Yes.
Head, like becoming a balloon. It's just like it's not fitting the screen.
And now she's got, as I said, there's lots of us leaving town, but I'm going home to, like I explained, Peaches is going to work.
Brisbane.
Yeah, down in Brisbane. And Simo, what are you doing?
I'm off to Radelaide next year. Going to play some footy over there. I've got a team lined up for me in the Sanford League. But hopefully from that, if I'm fit enough and good enough, take it up a notch and hopefully play AFLW. But have to see where my skill level.
Yes, we believe that she has what it takes to be in AFLW, and it's pretty exciting. I might need to get some signatures before you go.
Yeah.
Say I knew you.
You've got a premiership with me. That's
Yeah.
And a matching tattoo.
Hey, true. We got matching tattoos for it as well. So we
win.
we celebrate quite well.
Yes.
Did either of you get a chance to kiss the Premiership Cup or the Shield?
Absolutely.
Of course.
Yeah.
And sculled drinks out of it.
Yeah,
too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Not the
responsible.
Shield.
Oh, not the Shield, no.
You can pour it down. You pour it down, just go like.
Didn't try it, but
It'd be a bit like pinball when it goes like with all the plaques on it.
definitely
But,
the cup.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
cup was definitely drank
Yes.
out of.
Some very expensive champagne, nonetheless.
Yeah.
Oh,
We won't talk about that.
Yeah, there was what was it, $80 bottle of champagne?
Yeah.
Wow.
Got in my eye.
Did it?
Yeah. Well, Haley shook it and then popped it and just went, but like I didn't waste it. Obviously, cleaned
Yeah.
it up. But,
Definitely
yeah.
good celebrations after. Unfortunately, the men's team didn't
That's
come
right.
out on top this year, but they did last year. So it was a bit of a role reversal in terms of how we felt at the end of our grand final last year is kind of probably similar to how they felt, and similar in the sense that they finished pretty high up there on the ladder as well, and then unfortunately didn't quite take it out on the day. But yeah, they still celebrated for us and for the good. So yeah.
How did all three get involved in footy, and why did you choose it?
So I played as a kid. I played for years as a kid.
We're all West Australian, by the way.
Yeah, we're all WA girls.
All from Perth, somewhat.
So it's a very big AFL based state, obviously, because we don't really have. Well, we do have rugby, but it's obviously not as big there.
Yeah, it's like a
footy's the
tap
main
there.
thing.
Yeah, so I started as a kid. I lived up in the Pilbara and started there, played in Perth for a bit, and then I was 14-year-old playing in a women's comp, so I left. And then after I moved to Townsville, I found the Curra Swans and rejoined in 2018 and never looked back. That's mine. Yeah, love it.
Well, I always kicked the footy with, my sister, like pretty much as soon as I started to walk, I think Dad taught me, my sister, how to kick the footy. But I grew up playing soccer before I actually joined playing footy. Played soccer for 10 years in Perth, and then I moved to Townsville after being, posted in the army up here. And then footy was the first thing I wanted to try, really, because I was like, I've never actually played a game of footy in my life. So I really want to give it a crack and actually play a full game. And then, this one's recruited me to join the Swans. So she did well there. Well done.
Thank you.
Literally, this one's
yeah.
played 2 seasons of footy, and
Never
she's
looked
off to the bloody AFLW, I reckon. So natural talent, and obviously puts in a lot of effort and whatever, but watch this space, everybody listening. Stephanie Simmons coming at you. That's embarrassing, isn't it?
I think it's going to be more embarrassing when I don't make it.
Oh, faith. Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah, and I started, same thing. I wasn't probably super young, but always kicked the footy around, and then played school. And then from high school, I had a group of other girls who were super keen. So we played like inter-school carnivals and whatever, and then from there joined club in Perth, and then probably had a fair few years off before I moved down to over to Kalgoorlie as a teacher, and I'm a PE teacher, so kind of instill it in the youth and play around with them, and then really kind of got competitive when I came over here, properly competitive. Like I just played, for fun more so, but here I do for fun, and I like to win too. So yeah, here we are.
All three mentioned right at the start what position you all played on the field. If you had a preferred position where you'd like to convince your coaches in other clubs,
Off the forward line, so
Yeah.
I can be crafty and I don't have to run so much.
Yeah.
And I don't get tackled as often, because I just use, I'm quick off the mark, but in the midfield, they can catch me. In the forward line, I'm a little bit more safe.
Yeah.
See, I'm the opposite. I love tackling people.
Yeah, so
I know
midfield's
I've
where
run
you're at.
down, so I literally, you know, you get into it and then I feed it to this lot. So then, you know, but then, you know, once you do all the running in the midfield, you sort of just like, you know, they're like forgotten, just like, oh, I kind of want the taste of it. So then you just slot yourself in the forline as well. But yeah, I love getting them up. Like, obviously it's tiring, but I think I love that part of it. So getting, you know, hands on and really getting into, you know, the opposition and stuff. But yeah, it's where the good hard footy is.
I think our coach Meg Greenland is and our assistant coach Eliza Oates. She love me saying that, Oatesy. They're really good with, you know, if we want to try something or we have a passion that we want to follow in terms of a position, they definitely give us a crack. It's not a matter of like you're stuck there or you can't do this or you can't do that. You know, obviously, ideally we will have our strengths, but there's room for people to try new things. You know, like I got put in the middle for a brief spot there, and I've never played middle before. And I actually didn't mind it because at first I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I was like running around like a headless chook, it felt like anyway. But everyone was like, you did so good, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, sweet, maybe I can actually do that, you know? So it's good to try new things. And it's not a matter of we can't be somewhere else, we kind of can give it a crack.
And everyone's quite versatile with their skill level, I reckon. So they get put in a position to try it and they can, you know, they can pull it off quite well. So yeah, I think everyone can play anywhere, but yeah, obviously, like Kev said, we all have our strengths and stuff, but we're very lucky to have coaches that are quite flexible with us, and we're always willing to learn new positions and stuff. But yeah, no, it's been really good. Everyone's sort of had their main positions, but at the same time, we can also try different spots as well.
Well, what does the sport of football mean to all three of you, especially being there at the Swans?
Family. I don't know. Yeah. It's like, I was going to say it's like life, but it's going to feel, that's really silly. It's going to feel like life. No, I mean like our team, like Curra Swans is like, it is my life. It fulfills my life here. I think I felt really lost when I moved here to this town, not knowing anybody, but it's become a family, and the footy, I love footy, but I think for me personally, playing footy is, a really great way to make friends and have a good time, and especially in a place where you don't know anybody. Like any sport, it's a good way to meet people. But our relationship in terms of our club and this year, our women's footy team has just been like so cohesive and so close. We have become like a bit of a family, I reckon.
And the culture that, you know, Meg and Oatsy and the other girls, the culture that they've created, it does bring like a sense of loyalty to the team, even with people like, you know, shipping in and out, like in different states and stuff, whether we move away, we always have a home to come back to. So I think we're really lucky that we, you know, we're part of a club where, you know, we do feel at home away from home. So it's really good, I think. Not
always about winning, but it's good to win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's more to us playing footy than just to win.
I just love it. I love playing it as a kid. I love playing it now. Like I grew up on it. It's just,
you can do so much. You can kick.
I just really,
the tackling, just
like the camaraderie is awesome. There's no denying how close you get with your teammates, and especially when you got a good one like we have. But it's also good to just get out there and have a bit of fun and
good for your health.
Play some footy.
And so good to see women's footy growing. Like it's just the beginning, isn't it? Really, there'll be a full AFLW. Every single AFL team will have a women's team soon, so it's good.
I have to ask this one as well. What would be your advice to people that should get involved in footy, especially up there at Swans?
You have to enjoy it, and you will at the Curra Swans.
Just enjoy the game. Like if you're around and you got nothing else to do and you want to get fit or you want to meet some great girls, join a footy club, and
namely the Curra Swans if you're in and around.
Absolutely, Curra Swans is where it's at, and like we have great, like the culture in our club is really good, and there are other clubs around here obviously with great culture, so it's just finding where you fit in and where you want to play and finding a great bunch of girls to do it with.
Don't be afraid to have a crack as well. I know some, you know, they have a bit of fear to try a new sport or get back into the sport that they might not used to know and stuff. But stuff the fear, just get into it, and before you know, you forget that you had a fear of, you know, giving it a crack. So
And I think a club like the Swans is excellent for people who are new, people who are experienced. It doesn't have to be people who've played, like, you know, we're not only accepting the best people because we want to win another premiership. Like, pre-season will be awesome because so many people will be coming in, fresh legs, new people who maybe don't even know their potential yet. So Oatsy and Meg are going to be coaches again next year. So they will be welcoming, anytime soon. So if you're interested and you want to go and have a kick with some awesome people and awesome coaches, definitely hit up Curra Swans and come down for a kick. Be good.
Obviously, if you're in the Townsville area.
Yeah.
Like, yes, you Melbourne viewers, come up to Townsville and play for us. Get out of COVID and just come up. Like, COVID free. So
Touch it.
Now let's finish up with a couple of light-hearted questions about your teammates, your Premiership teammates. Firstly, who had the most embarrassing moment on the field this season, and what was it?
I kicked 8 goals once in a game. That was
That's
pretty
embarrassing.
Like, that was actually pretty embarrassing. Like, that was actually atrocious.
Was that 8 goals or 8 points?
8 points.
Oh, she
8
said
points.
goals, but she meant points.
I said points.
Yeah, no, that's what I thought she said.
I meant points.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, goals. What?
Miss.
No, yeah, I
I that
missed
goals.
that.
How's that embarrassing?
This is embarrassing to
Yeah.
happen this year.
Geez,
We had a
we've
couple
got
of silly salmons. But
a couple of Falcons.
Falcons are great.
Yeah, we got geez, I don't really know. Nothing major that I can think of in terms of overly embarrassing. There's some really embarrassing photos. You know, like action shots, and you just look like an absolute galah.
Yeah.
So that's
On
probably
the
me.
field, it's it's your typical footy sort of shanks that you do. But like a lot of our girls, like our nicknames are all part of some sort of embarrassing moment.
Yeah.
Even. Like, we have a girl, her name's Jess Roberts, but her nickname's Eggs. I sort of forgot her name was Jess, really, because we all just call her Eggs.
Yeah.
But, and the fact that someone's explained that they had some chickens and stuff and were producing eggs. She was like, "What are eggs?" And then ever since then, we're just like, "What do you mean? What are eggs?"
She knows what eggs are, but I think she was confused. Like, is that code word for something? Because she'd
In the
never played
army.
footy before or been in the army, and there's all this like weird code word stuff. So she's like, "What do you mean?" Like,
eggs.
yeah. And so from then on, her name's literally Eggs. I actually went on Silly Sunday. The dress up was like Australian sports stars, and I dressed up as an egg. I went and got like an egg costume, and she has like egg socks, and I bought her egg earrings, and yeah, it's really rolling into the whole vibe of eggs.
She's a good egg.
Yeah, she is a good egg. She's a great egg. Bloody good egg.
Who's the comedian, the best singer, the best dancer on the team? I think we figure out who's the comedian based off that.
Actually, it'd be similar.
Yeah.
Oaksy.
Yeah,
best
dancer.
dancer.
She's the best dancer. And you know what? She's just the best at everything.
Nah.
Not
No,
singer. Sorry.
No, not singer. No, I think best dancer. There'd be a
Eggs
tie on comedian. Our assistant coach is a cracker. She's so funny.
I think everyone's pretty funny in their own way.
Yeah, I get laughed at a bit. I don't think I'm funny, but
I think
anyway.
Gabs is funniest to me.
Yeah,
just 'cause
She's
so
pretty
good.
funny. I don't think we have a best singer though. I mean, Eggs is probably the only one that sings out loud quite frequently.
Yeah.
She's the loudest person in our team.
Very.
I wouldn't
So-
say she's the greatest singer, but she's definitely the loudest.
So
You
confident.
could hear her probably from Melbourne if she was yelling right now. So
it's
Yeah.
honestly,
it's iconic. She's full forward most of the time, and you can hear her at the other end of the field very clearly. If she's in the stands, you can hear everything she's saying.
Yeah.
And her normal line, as soon as we go back out, is "Go on the Swannies!" And you can hear it from Timbuktu,
which is really important to have in a team. 'cause
Good voice,
you know,
good voice.
Good voice. Yeah.
If you need your head held high,
Held
if you
up,
need
right?
your head held up, you can always rely on her. If you hear just a bit of her, you're just like, yeah, there you go.
We're
You need
on.
a loud voice. So
Mm.
yeah, it's just a good egg. But yeah,
That's
everyone's really good value. Everyone's funny in
Mm.
their own way. I think obviously that's why we've got such a good culture, because everyone's got a bit of
Good
everything, really. So yeah.
Is anyone on the team into their TikToks?
it. Are you? I watch it, but I've never
I
made
watch
one.
it, but I don't make them. Who makes them? Anyone?
They're all private
Haley.
though.
Haley makes
Oh,
stuff.
Haley's really good.
Oh, Haley made a really funny one.
But it wasn't even her fault. She sort of accidentally did it.
But yes, some people do TikTok, but
I
not.
just need to watch that video again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we could show you the video if that slide does anything.
Let's do it afterwards. It was not appropriate.
Oh, it's appropriate. She just did that thing where you drop the blanket and the dog looks around and goes, "Where have I gone?" But instead of dropping the blanket and running out the door, she head-butted the wall and put a massive dent in the wall. So it's a really funny video. It's not like inappropriate.
We'll show it to you in a second.
Anyway, continue.
Do either of you have a pre-game superstition or ritual?
Music.
Yeah, I just have tunes on.
We do the same warm-up. Like we kind of do
always.
everything pre-game the same every time. But in terms of personal rituals, I guess I know like our assistant coach, she plays sometimes as well, but she has one beer on a Friday night. Like she doesn't go out and have 50. She just keeps the same thing that she does.
A ritual is not having 50 beers the night before. They need to be fresh the next day.
That's right.
A ritual afterwards is having 50 beers.
No,
after the
responsible
game.
service of drinking, whatever you call it. Sure. Advocates for health and fitness, not alcoholism.
I don't know if there's a ritual. I mean, I fold my socks the same way, but it's also because it's comfy.
We used to play
Don't Stop Me
We
Now by
played Don't
Queen.
Stop Me Now.
That was
And then we
last
also
season,
have
eh?
Holy Grail, that's a good
That's
one.
pretty classic.
Um
Namely music.
Music's our thing, yeah.
yeah, you gotta have the good tunes. You gotta have bangers. Can't have any depressing stuff. You gotta have some really like uplifting,
crackers.
bit of everything to everyone's liking. So yeah, it's just music's a big one.
Three, thank you so much for getting up your time to join us and talk about the Swans success. That it was only a month and a half ago now, since that grand final, and well deserved. It was fantastic to watch that grand final, and hopefully, well, obviously, all three won't be at the Swans next year, but hopefully, wherever club you go to next year, that it'd be more Premiership success. And I'm sure if that happens, I might have to interview all three of you again at different clubs, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. The Swannies will be back next year, though.
Yeah.
I've got faith in them next year.
it.
So, they'll have another one up there soon. So, thanks so much for having us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
No worries. And of course, if you want to get involved with the Swans in 2022, of course, we'll put all the details up on how you can get involved with the defending champions in the AFL Townsville Women's Competition. There's more on the Smash Sports Show right after this. Don't go away here on the 10th year celebration.